Cullis and I live in Austin, Texas. I'm a yoga teacher and holistic health coach, and I have also started the yoga garden as part of the White House Easter egg roll. We've been teaching yoga on the White House lawn for 7 years now. I'm a Baptiste teacher. I work alongside my teacher designing and delivering programs for the Baptiste Institute. And I'm in the process of writing a new book called Your Vibrant Life: How to Think, Eat, and Live in a Stressed Out World.
All right, I'm honored to be here with my longtime friend Leah Cullis, who I met at dinner last night.
Yep.
The presenters' dinner at Yoga Journal, and we're here at Estes Park where you and your colleague in troublemaking are finishing up your book.
We are. It's called Your Vibrant Life: How to Think, Eat, and Live in a Stressed Out World. So
who's stressed out? I don't really feel like that applies to most people.
Well, stress is an epidemic right now in our society, right? I know I came from the world of politics, and where it's
another relaxing.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I have some experience in the stress zone.
Yeah.
I used to sleep with my BlackBerry next to my head. Didn't take a day off for Sundays were definitely work days. And with the 24-hour news cycle, it contributes to us being on all the time. So,
but I'm sure that never exacted any personal cost. You never went through some sort of stress moment.
Actually, I did. I did, yes. So when I was 27, I had a breakdown. It started actually when I was 19. I was a cheerleader in college, and I had a pretty severe fall, and I never rehabbed my body from that.
Someone drop you or something?
Something like that. It's called a basket toss, and you fly up in the air, and I over-rotated and landed on people's arms, a basket, on my neck.
Wow.
So,
do you want to identify the people who messed up?
Okay. So I never rehabbed my body, and then I dove into...
You just toughed it out.
I just toughed it out. I powered through college, and I went straight into working in politics. And that was where I thought, I'm from Iowa originally, so we have a lot of pride of our placement in the political system, being first in the nation. So I really took that on, and there were a lot of opportunities in that. So I went into it, dove deep, and started working for a presidential campaign when I was 24, moved to DC, then I moved out to California working in politics.
You were working with W and McCain.
Not so much, but Senator Kerry, or now Secretary of State Kerry, he was my first boss on a presidential campaign.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was out in California, I got into fundraising, and it's a whole different ball game, especially from where I'm from in Iowa. And one week we had a huge fundraiser, a lot of stress.
And you're 27 at this point.
27, and the next week I found myself in the emergency room with half my body going numb. So it had started building for a few years, where it started in my foot, a little numbness, tingliness, worked its way up my arm, but I was too busy. I had too much of an important role to take time to focus on my body, you know? So finally one day...
I mean, it's noble, but it's not
But I was disconnected. Yeah, completely. So one day I got into work, and the right half of my face was going numb. So I called my doctor. He told me...
Does that mean you couldn't, move it?
Well, it was tingly, and I was scared. I was really, really scared. And I also knew in that moment I had been ignoring my body, and something much, much bigger was at play. So I went to the hospital. They told me I'm probably having a stroke. First doctor I saw told me I most likely had MS, but it turned out to be severe muscle spasms in the two places, my neck and my back, that I hurt when I was a college cheerleader.
Wow. Wow.
So that was my wake-up call.
So that was the third diagnosis or something?
Yeah, well, it took, a few weeks to get there. It took a few weeks to get there.
It's a scary couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. And humbling, because I knew that I needed to wake up and take control of not just my body, but my life, my spirit, right? Who I was being in relationships, how I was relating to my work, and really what my contribution was to the world. And I knew I was doing good work, but to be working that hard, there was an imbalance, and I was creating that.
Do you think, not to skip ahead or skip left or right or whatever, but do you think it's possible to do the job you were doing in a more sustainable way, where you're going to yoga class or taking a bath or going for a jog and still working, because those jobs require you to work 200 hours a week or whatever.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the toolkit that I have now after immersing myself in yoga and mindfulness and wellness practices. But yes, it's totally possible. And that's actually my mission in my new book, to share my lessons that I've learned on my wellness journey, my journey to wholeness, with people like my friends who still have very, very powerful jobs and are doing that great work to move our country forward, to move society forward.
So for the people out there, whether they're parents or entrepreneurs or what have you, who feel like they're too busy to pause and take care of themselves, your basic message is that they can still, and still be responsible to their
to your work, to your contribution, to your family, to all of it.
I was like that for the first 6 years. I was young enough also to have that kind of youthful arrogance about my energy.
And I'm so thankful that I had a breakdown early,
Right.
But we live in this cool time where we have so much information available to us, so much information at our fingertips. So we can, take all of these insights and these wisdom practices and synthesize them in a way that they're accessible and applicable for our life today.
And so you've identified in the book like 7 different ways to...
7 different pathways of how to cultivate vibrant energy. And so those pathways are food. Everyone loves to talk about food, right? We all eat at least 3 times a day, and that's one of the fastest ways where we can start to pull in more vibrant energy, right? Second, movement. I'm a yoga teacher. Yoga changed my life, but simple practices of movement daily, whether it's yoga, running, going for a walk, you're automatically plugging into a greater universal energy grid, right? You're cultivating breath, so you're drawing in more vibrant energy. And then the other 5 are lifestyle practices, and those are thoughts, play, love, rest, and connection. Connection to a higher source.
Sounds good. I want to do like the 7-day program.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So can we go through them in a little bit of detail?
Sure.
So if I'm your typical reader, I work all the time, or I'm a parent, or whatever is stressful, and taking up all of my energy and focus, how do I possibly relate to food in a speedy or quick way that can help slow me down and be mindful and be real good food? Yes.
So I'll give you one practice that I recommend to most of my students, and that is to drink a morning tonic first thing in the morning. Okay? So warm water, a little bit of lemon, and apple cider vinegar. It's an alkalizing tonic. It's a way of scrubbing your digestive tract in the morning and, waking up, opening up to optimal health and energy.
So for guys, I don't even speak that language.
Okay.
So alkalizing, scrubbing my digestive tract, I don't understand it. I don't really care.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. Our bodies are over 70% water, right? Okay. And we are sweating, moving, breathing. We have to be replenishing ourselves with water every single day. So a practice of
coffee. I mean, coffee is...
Right. Well, that's what we go to in our stressed out world, right? So if you can add in the water first, do a little squeeze of lemon, get some vitamin C, do some apple cider vinegar, and create an optimal environment in your gut. So
mostly water, just a little bit of apple cider. And
little bit, drink it, wait 20 minutes before you have anything else to eat and before you turn on your technology.
We talk about this all the time in Elephant Land, because I grew up, as I've mentioned once or twice, in a Buddhist family, and I banish, particularly since I work online and we, are all over Twitter and Facebook, and I mean, we shared a Facebook probably 1,000 times a day on our 70 different pages, that kind of thing. So keeping the phone out of the bedroom.
Yes.
And keeping it on airplane mode at night.
Yes.
So,
so add in a little bit of time, have your morning tonic, fuel your body, wait to jump on and get
in those 20 minutes, they can run around and shower and get stuff done, right?
Or throw your legs up the wall, right? Or sit and take a few deep breaths. Right. Or prepare, your green smoothie or your green juice for breakfast.
Another thing I don't get, the whole green juice thing. But I love that. So I finally learned that. I'm 41 now. I learned that in my 40th year, that if you know, my craving for coffee first thing in the morning is 90% craving for, I'm dehydrated.
Yes.
Just drinking water. So I drink water at least now.
Yeah, have a glass of water, wait 20 minutes, have something to eat, and have your coffee with it.
So one of your other 5 or whatever it was, 4 was mind or thoughts. Is meditation a part of your morning routine? Like what would your morning, maybe that's a good way to get through these.
Cool.
What's your morning routine?
Okay.
And then I'll just copy it, except for the green juice.
Okay, first thing I do when I'm aware that I'm awake, okay? So I don't even open my eyes. I go right into my morning affirmations, okay? And I have a list of
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough.
Yeah, really,
Gosh,
something like that.
Yeah.
I am love and light. I inspire health and wellness in the world, you know. I attract alignment and co-creation. Those things. I say those every morning to myself before I even open my eyes, okay? I tell myself who I want to be, set out my highest aim, and communicate that to all my cells in my body, okay? So I complete that. I know. Cool. I don't tell everyone this, but no.
Yeah, we won't share this. No, but so, okay, I guess my funny expression, which you picked up on, is affirmations feel so kind of silly. Like, from a Buddhist point of view, we are fundamentally all those things. So is it just touching in on who you are fundamentally?
Yes.
Or is it sort of trying to deny how you actually feel and reach out to some fictional...
No, it's telling myself who I am, right? And remembering. Because as soon as I get out of bed, you know, I'm working with the world rather than just me and my connection.
Okay.
So I get centered on how I intend to show up in the world and who I really am before my feet even touch the earth. Okay, but there's one point or one practice that I do right after those, and I dive into my gratitude list.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
love that.
Eyes still closed, laying in bed, I list off everything that I'm grateful for. And some days it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm grateful for this bed, you know, roll out. Other days the list goes on, and I wait until I get to a natural stopping point before I set my feet on the floor.
Wow, that's great. Gratitude, I get that one. I'm a little slow on some of the others.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Know? Well, Willie Nelson is king, where I'm from, in Austin, Texas, right? And he said, when I started counting my blessings, my whole world turned around.
Yeah, good old Willie.
Yeah.
Who did Willie sing with for like a decade? Waylon.
Yeah, Waylon Jennings. Outlaw country. Yeah. There's a big statue of him in downtown Austin.
Of who?
Willie Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I always try to bring the focus over to Waylon.
Oh.
But, yeah. Cool. So and then what?
So morning ritual. Then I get up, I walk, boil my water, make my morning tonic. Okay. And then
so it's pretty hot then.
I do about 3/4 cool water and then 1/4 boiling water.
Okay. So it's lukewarm.
Yeah, lukewarm. I don't like anything too hot.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So then
And I'm sorry to, I'm slow. So is that a full glass?
Yes.
Okay.
So I recommend at least 8 ounces of water, but I like a big full glass. I do sweaty yoga, so the more I can replenish my hydration in the morning, the better off I am.
Right. Yeah, we haven't even really touched on that, but you're extensively involved in the Baptiste yoga world.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so at home, then I go water my plants.
Okay.
And then I go sit either on my mat or my meditation cushion and get quiet. And I usually meditate only for 8 or 10 minutes. It's my standard.
Pema Chodron and all those great Buddhist teachers say 5 minutes, 2 minutes, fantastic, if that's all you can do.
Just get quiet for a little bit, center on my breath, and then I see what movement comes naturally to me, depending on my schedule for the rest of the day. Sometimes I'm on my mat for a while. Sometimes I say I roll around a lot in my mat. But I work at home, so I always go from a desk, mat, pop back and forth all day.
Wow. So you take little breaks during the work. That's key, because a lot of people in America just spend their whole time on their butt, right?
Yes.
And we have to do that, not making fun of it. I certainly do it, but moving a little bit.
Yes, yes. And I actually don't normally go for like 20 or 30 minutes, more than 30 minutes, without jumping back on my mat and doing some sort of movement.
So if instead of me being here, there was 27-year-old or 25-year-old you, do you think you could convince your old, busy, important, successful you to spend that time in the morning to do all those things?
In bite-sized chunks.
Or how would you convince her to do that?
Bite-sized chunks, right? So 27-year-old me would not be able to sit for 10 minutes, would not be able to come up with, you know, the 2 lists in the morning, then make my morning tonic, connect to nature first thing in the morning. Too much, right? It's taken me years to get here, right? But what I could do is drink a glass of warm water with lemon before I drank my coffee.
Right. And young you, old you, that's young, could probably do some yoga in the morning, right?
Yes, yes, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It always blows my mind that how sun salutations heat the body and awaken the whole body, right? 5 sun A's, 5 sun B's, I'm always sweating after that. And it takes less than 10 minutes.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Leah
you.
Cullis, it's a pleasure. You're very fun to talk with.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
fun
Waylon.
to talk for hours more.
Let's talk more about the books sometime soon.
Yeah, well, when the book's available, let us know.
Cool, thank you.
All right, thank you, Leah.